2, 1. We've got RIP Takeoff. What down, everybody? Just confirming that we are actually live here. Stand by. Looks good. Stand by. TN. Yeah, it looks like we're good. All right, YouTube, y'all keep that up. Welcome to another edition of Mouthpiece Included, where we talk politics in the building. Silver Back, as always, it's an open panel. The link is pinned in the chat. And when you pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Because you can and you will need it. Mouthpiece included. All right, so tonight it's all about Brittany Griner, free from penal colony in exchange for merchant of death. We also have other hot topics. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was honored. I'm proud of that fact. We're going to unpack that. We got some Bears news as well. But we just ask you cats to stand by as we conduct some house cleaning real quick. We'll kick this off in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. TATN. Like, share, subscribe.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research.
Facts.
Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute
educational
that might
purposes,
otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Actual facts. TATN.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can
Man, where do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of
She's
girls?
out. Who wants she's head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears.
Bears.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a...
Well, guys, let's go to the swimming pool. Let's go take a shower. Let's go water skiing.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
There he is.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all wet.
Mouthpiece. All right, we in the building, y'all. We in the building. The Silverbacks are, in fact, black. Yes, sir. Big ups to our production staff getting us rolling. TATN. Big show tonight. We've been pushing for the freedom of Brittany Griner. That's what we're going to unpack. We're going to weigh it against their release in exchange for the merchant of death. Our show format, we always jump it off with some Cubs Sox banter, quick hits, and then of course, how about them Bulls? We'll unpack a little Bulls information. And then Bear Down. We got our Bear Down segment. Always a big hit. The Bear Down segment. And then, of course, we have our hot topics. Probably didn't find a booger of the week. At least I didn't. And then our hottest topic tonight, we'll close it out with Brittany Griner, free from penal colony in exchange for the Merchant of Death. Let's get our resident co-host, Jackie Robinson's finest manager / coach. Big Ace is in the building. TATN. Bear down.
Bear down. Chicago Bears. They had a good week off. What's going on, fool?
Man, all is truly well on this side, bro. Everything's well. How about self?
Everything's good here in the south side of the Chi. Everything is fantastic. Just trying to stay safe, make it to the holidays so I can break bread with the family, enjoy a little family time with those that are still with us. So love your family during this holiday season. Check on people, make sure everyone is okay. They're not, find out why, and help them make it through the holidays. You know, a lot of people are lost during these times of the year for some reason, holidays. So check on your people, make sure everybody's okay. Give them a helping hand, give them a hug, give them some love, some words of encouragement, and let's make it through this holiday season to 2023.
Yeah, and these short days, it's like a sunlight also contributes to the depression as well, bro. This time of year.
Especially for those that are working during the daylight hours. You go put in your time, and then you come out and it's dark, and then you wake up and it's dark, and then you come back home and it's dark. So you know, enjoy the sunshine if you got it when you can. I don't think we had any sunshine in quite a few days here in the Chi.
Facts. Yeah, man. It's been a little chilly here in LA, but I ain't gonna complain about it.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Hey, first off though, RIP Takeoff and RIP Paul Silas, bro. Legend.
Yeah, big Paul Silas died. Hey, this transition at the age of 79. I saw a little clip of Monty Williams hugging his son. His son's the coach for the Houston Rockets. Just giving them some love, you know, condolences to his dad after a game, after the Rockets handed the Suns a loss. So, you know, good to see some black men, you know, encouraging one another and showing each other some love.
Absolutely. And condolences to his family. We lost a big one in more ways than one. You know, he didn't show his teeth quite often, wasn't out there boogering and coonery. You know, he was being a black man.
Absolutely.
Now he's an ancestor. So rest up.
God bless his family.
Man, so my Cubs blew it. They didn't pick up that free agent, man. That white that shortstop everybody wanted.
Yeah.
Houston.
They didn't really have a chance.
All they got to do is offer the money, man. You know, I think they're out here lowballing people. Like,
absolutely.
You know, like everybody wants to play in Wrigley and play for a chip every year, like we're the Yankees or something.
Yeah. You know, I think it's the Ricketts family scaled back on the budget. They probably lost a lot of money in the past year in the market. So, you know, they just want to fill up the park with whoever they can and sell beer and hot dogs and, you know, try again next year.
Beer and brats.
So, you know, I think that, you know, that's been a big complaint of the Cubs fans here is what are they doing? Well, I mean, the White Sox aren't doing anything either, but what are you doing to improve your team? You got rid of all the upcoming big contracts. to get the players you wanted. So what are you doing to improve the team? What are you doing to make me come out and watch these guys play ball and buy $15 beers?
Man, fool, I'm rereading The Spook Who Sat by the Door by Sam Greenlee.
Okay.
First time I read it, I was in grade school. Now I come to figure out, man, this guy's a member of my fraternity. He made references in the book, which I would have had, in grade school. Yeah, I had no idea. He also made multiple references to Chivas Rivas. I had never even heard of Chivas Rivas. I'm like, hey, I went out and got a fifth for Chivas, bro.
Well, maybe that was getting them through the cold winters or the air conditioned summers or whatever time of year it was. The Chivas was helping him write the book. So, in between, that's how I fought some kind of writer's block and got out there with the truth about the spook that sat by the door with a little bit of Chivas in his snifter. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fool. Apparently it was all the places for these flying bugs to go. They always end up in your Chivas Reavers.
Mm.
Yeah, that alcohol would kill it though.
They like to look at it. They always fly into the corn whiskey anytime I'm outside.
Yeah. They like the sugar, but apparently the brothers in Shy was sipping like he was running with the Cobras, bro, and a lot of references to Hyde Park and the South Side, bro. I'm telling you, pick that up and reread that joint, man. It's all up and down the Shy, man.
We'll do. I mean, a lot of writers had history in the Chicago area. And we were made to read their books at Utes and not really recognizing in the history of the city of Chicago that were, put in all of these books and literature and movies, early movies. So yeah, I definitely will pick it up this week.
Yeah, man. It's a great read. I'm about 60% through it again, but I just put it down because I'll be having other things to do, but you can literally read it in 1-2 days, maybe, bro.
Gotcha.
But Brittany Griner, free from penal colony, in exchange for the merchant of death. That's our topic tonight. How about them Bulls, bro? As of this morning, they were 11 and 16th, the 11th seed. Been blowing some close games.
Yeah, the Bulls.
Go ahead. You still blowing it up or what? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm blowing it right on up. I'm getting rid of all of those damn guys. They don't want to. They don't want to get rid of the young guy, the Patrick Williams. But just watching this team, and it comes down to, like I've been saying for the last two years. I mean, it's a matter of who gets to 120 points first against them. I know that's the NBA now. Nobody plays any damn defense, but they don't have a rim protector. And there's no one really to go to at the end of games. It's definitely not the guy you're paying $200 million. He kind of fades when you need that stud out there. And I think DeRozan kind of.
What are you talking about, Zach LeBedrest?
Yeah, and I think DeRozan kind of, sits to the side when he's out there. So if back when he was on bed rest last year, DeRozan would take that ball and he'd go out there and win that game. But when you're paying a guy $200 million, I guess they're setting up the plays for him. I don't know what's going on with the Bulls, but at best they'll end up at 500, a little bit below, a little bit above. But yeah, if that's going for a 500 team, well, damn it, you won right there. But if you're trying to make it out of the first round of the playoffs, get a chip, blow it up.
Well, some rumor about Lonzo, he doesn't ball, making his return. He could probably scratch in there, 7th seed or something like that, 8th.
Good to see the playoffs. We'll have we'll have a dog in the fight in the first round of the damn playoffs. Sounds great.
Yeah, and then they'll be in bed rest for game 1, 5, and 7.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That Zach is gonna go to bed rest sometime during that series. So we'll see. But they need a rim protector. They need some young guys out there that's willing to dunk the ball or that can block the rim or play some damn defense down low. But that's my old NBA. But the Bulls, I don't see them making it past the first round if they make it to the playoffs at all.
Yeah, it's not even fun to watch either. Even when they're winning, it's like I don't even care.
Yeah, they played the Knickerbockers at home last night, and a guy that I wanted in the draft when he was first coming out, Jalen Brunson, gave him the business, hung with a 30-piece. I think who picked him up? First, it was Dallas. He went to Dallas. They picked him up in the second round. Now, this is a guy whose dad played for your team.
Yeah.
Won championships at Villanova.
Yeah, had a pedigree.
Yeah, no interest.
All-American.
No interest. And, he signed. I don't know what his contract is with the Knicks, but I'm sure they could have. They put the money. They had invested the money in your guy, Ball. So I guess they couldn't pick him up. But come on, man. You saw the kid grow up, but you had no interest after he won a couple of chips in college. He went in the second round to Dallas, and then he was a solid backup player. But they had Luka, who they know they got to pay, and I guess they had no interest in keeping him. So I don't know.
Yeah, he wanted to go somewhere and start probably.
Yeah. So you got to do something to put a team together. Everybody wants a damn superstar. They want the next LeBron and next Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But those are once in a generation players. You got to put a team together if you want to try and win a chip, I guess, in the next few years. Because LeBron is 40 or 38, however old he is, but he's in his 20th season. So you need to put a squad together, because you're not getting Kevin Durant maybe, or you're not getting Steph Curry.
I don't even want Cupcake Durant.
You don't want Cupcake.
His tweets and his sniveling all the time. He's sniveling. These guys don't play like me. And
non-backing of his teammates. He needs to be on a team where, like he left out of Golden State there, where you got a superstar and you can just come down there.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And just shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Secret Squirrel, just sits there looking and tweeting, looking, don't barely look up, look you in the eye. He's one of these guys, man.
Yeah.
And he's soft. But Brittany Griner free from penal colony in exchange for the Merchant of Death. That's tonight's hottest topic. Pushing through. Bear down. How about them Bears?
Bear down.
Brisker and Gordon clear protocol.
Yeah, it was surprising that they were in protocol for 2 weeks, but I guess they saw the bye coming up, so they're like, we're 3 and whatever, so we might as well rest you guys and see what you can do after the bye. Hopefully we'll have a good week. It's a tough week. Philly's playing for something. They're coming to Soldier Field. It's going to be bear weather, but Philly plays in eagle weather, whatever it is. So we'll see what the defense can do against Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and that damn offensive line and defense that the Philadelphia Eagles have. I mean, there's always a chance any given Sunday. So we'll see what happens this week.
Well, Justin Credible, aka Justin Time.
Yeah.
He was talking to the local press. He's got a unibrow too. Look at him closely. That's a unibrow. He's just got a good unibrow person. Yeah, that guy's got a unibrow. He's all unibrow. He's going to make the all unibrow team. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I got reason to believe, but that nobody could be perfect. But he was saying that basically he didn't say it in these words, but he was saying that the game is slowing down for him. Said he felt real good that past game, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite impressive the last game they played until they got to the fourth quarter, and he decided to throw the ball to Jimmy St. Brown, and then he was forced into that last interception.
Yeah, because they were trying to push the ball down the field.
Yeah, I mean, I know you got all new coaches, new play callers, but those guys got to find a way to scratch out a win. Well, not now, because you're going for the second draft, the number 2 draft pick. But yeah, you got to do something. And all the other teams that are around them are winning games. Like they're getting to 4 wins and 5 wins. So let them other guys win. I guess you want to get some stuff on film, see who you're going to cut first, and not get Justin hurt. So that should be the plan.
He didn't practice today, but I know he's going to play. But that being said, you think he's going to get that 1,000-yard rushing season and join Michael Vick and Lamar Action Jackson? There's only 2 QBs to ever do that in league history.
Absolutely. Unless there's some freak injury or something, he should absolutely get the 1,000 yards plus, because he's their offense. Now, of course, they're trying to gear up the passing game and see what they got. And Claypool's and the guy they got from New England.
Claypool didn't practice, but go ahead.
Well, you got to see what these guys are going to do. See who you're going to keep. Well, they're keeping Claypool. They got to keep him. But everybody else is on 1-year contracts. So you got to see if they got a chance to come back to camp, or you just want to cut them right away. I don't think Pringle will be invited back. He's got a $9 million deal.
Isn't he the guy that was brandishing the guns at the drive-thru allegedly? Wasn't that him?
Allegedly, yeah. And then he's been hurt most of the year.
And holding and big plays, complaining to the refs.
Yeah. So I guess he got away with that in
KC, but that's why they don't understand when they come here and like, what? That's a hold? I've been doing this my whole career.
This is Chicago. They got to call. Especially when you're playing the damn Packers.
The fix is always on. You know what I mean? La Costa Nostra. I mean, we're not going to talk about that, but yeah.
The fix is always in Vegas.
Right. Vegas is little Chicago, for God's sakes. We started that time.
Absolutely. So I think, they just want to get some film on some more of these guys. Basically, most of your defensive line is backups for next year. So you got to go out and get some players and see who you want to keep on your bench and see who you want to get rid of.
I tell you what, we've been down on that old line, especially regarding pass blocking, but they look good, and it looks like Leatherwood's going to be in there again, bro. Now, if they continue to hold up, let's just say they hold up like they did last game for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I'm still inclined to go out there and bring in a right tackle or a center.
Definitely got to have a center.
Yeah, I'd get a center too. But if Leatherwood can hold it down and they look solid, I would definitely get a center, a pro center.
I mean, a lot of players are system players. So if this guy can succeed in this system, you can take all those other guys and make them backups or swing tackles or cut them, whatever the hell you want to do. Trade them.
I have them sitting out on 75th and Colfax at the bus stop waiting for the team bus to pick them up. It'd be midnight and all the guys out there. You know what I mean? Waiting on the bus, huh?
Where's some of your jewelry?
Yeah, that bus line don't run this far. I think Uncle Joe had one of those routes. They don't run this far east after a certain amount of time, partner.
Once they get close to 75th and Colfax, they'll be like, oh, yeah. They don't want me here anymore. They don't want me here anymore at all. So I mean, Leatherwood did look good in the small package that he last game. the guy's the number 1 draft pick. So
Yeah.
if he believes in you and loves your system and can run your system.
Well, he was a number 1 or first round, you mean?
First rounder.
Okay.
First rounder.
Yeah.
Coming out of Alabama. So he's got to have some kind of talent.
What's his approximate age?
He's probably about 23, 24. He's a young guy.
We picked him up as a free agent or off the scrap heap? How we end up with Leatherwood?
Off the scrap heap. Vegas cut him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He didn't make their roster his second year after he was drafted.
Yes. We talked about this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if he's showing that he can do it at that age, I wouldn't expend any capital or any money on that position.
Yeah.
If these cats can show that they can hold up.
He's a young Hughes guy. He had the stint of mononucleosis this year. I don't know why people come to Chicago and they all have these incredible.
They run around the north side kissing those pink toes.
Yeah.
You know, I remember in high school, they started saying, yeah, I had mono. Even at U of I had mono. Like, dude, you don't hear people talking about that in the black community. What do you mean you had mono?
What the hell is that?
You know what I'm saying? What the hell you been doing? Mono.
Right. So, he's hitting those after-hour clubs. And next thing you know, he's got mono and he's out for 6 damn games in the NFL season. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, because you notice, even with the club, it's always the pink players contracting mono. You know? Yeah.
So whatever variety of fun they're having, I guess contributes to
it's contributing
to getting a mono.
Then they be hacking at work the next day. Yeah, man, I feel like shit. My throat hurts. You got the mono. Right. Drinking all night, you know.
Yeah, walking around with no coat on and no jacket,
Yeah. Out there in Boys Town. I mean, Wrigleyville.
Yeah. Last night, oh my gosh, you can't imagine what we did. Yeah, I can't.
Don't even want to hear about it. You know what I mean? All right. So we didn't predict anything because that was the bye, so we broke even. We got Bears versus Eagles, and you said that's in our backyard, right?
Yeah.
Bears were 9-point dogs at some point. I haven't looked at it recently in the last few days. But 9-point dogs. My first question is, will we cover?
9 point. Yes, we would definitely cover 9 points at home. I know Philly beat the dog mess out of whoever they played last. They played was it the Giants?
I don't know, but they beat they did. They beat the brakes off whoever it was.
Yeah. So
you got Jalen Hurts coming to town.
Yeah. So I think the Bears are covered. The Phillies, of course, they're a great team. They're the best team in the NFL right now. But I don't think they'll come here and embarrass the Bears in bare weather in Soldier Field. We're just in time out there.
Well, this is a trap game.
Yeah.
We're coming off the bye. I'm going to go out on a limb here, give you a chance to catch up because you're only 1 game behind me. But I'm actually, my spidey senses are tweaking. And can we say tweaking on YouTube?
Can't say twerking. Oh, you said
tweaking. Spidey was tweaking now that I think about tingling. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Right. My spidey senses are tingling. I'm gonna go with, it's gonna sound a little off kilter. Bears 27. Bears.
All right.
Eagles coming off the high in the trap game, got a big game next week. I'm gonna say 24. We're gonna pull a bear out of our hat. I'm going with the Bears 27, Eagles 24. What you got in that game?
Based on our coaching staff and special teams, the fix in on the kicking game. I'll say Eagles 28, Bears 21.
All right, he's not being a homer.
That's
But so we both agree that they'll cover. That's a safe bet, but not suggesting anyone go out there and bet their mortgage or their rent money on it.
college fun.
Yeah, because I sure wouldn't.
Don't do that.
That's for sure.
Yeah, not on this.
No, based upon everything Ace just said about that team. You got any thing else you wanted to mention about the Bears before we push forward, bro?
I mean, I'm just, I see there, the pundits are talking about them trading the pick, trade the pick, trade the pick, trade the pick. But, it's all going to come down to the draft and see, exactly what's available and where they're at and what kind of capital they can get out of it. If, all these teams.
Yeah, I was one of the first pundits that said, and then they picked it all up on the wire.
Yeah.
I'd personally trade down because we need depth. But I hear you. It's like, if you got a chance at Lawrence Taylor, are you trading down just to be trading down?
Yeah, just for another first round pick. I mean, it'll probably work out for you both ways, but especially with these teams being quarterback hungry, with those guys. They keep talking about these guys. You had I think it was 4 quarterbacks up for the Heisman Trophy.
Their stock's been dropping. Diesel came on here ranting and raving about these guys and was willing to cut Fields today, and these guys, their stocks falling like the Wall Street.
Yeah, I mean, a kid out of Ohio State, kid out of Alabama. I mean, they're decent players, but I there's no way I would give up Justin Fields for just to bring in another rookie quarterback to see what
that you got to go through another 2-3 years of.
Yeah, that makes no sense. So we got a quarterback. They're looking for a quarterback. So you just got to see who's thirsty enough to pull a deal off for a quarterback that drives a Camry.
Bro, if this line is holding up, like we're suggesting, it's possible. O-line.
Yeah.
Man, all you got to do is get one wide receiver, whether it's a prospect or free agent, right? Yeah. And they'll have interest in coming. And you can load up all that other capital on the defense, and we can be the Bears of old.
Yeah, yeah. But, I think that's what they're looking to do. And you looked up with Sanborn. You looked up with that kid. So you gotta start in middle linebacker. I think Morrow's played a decent season. You get another good.
Yeah, Morrow's young too, yeah.
Yeah, free agent linebacker and get a couple of pass rushers. You need a damn defensive tackle to stuff.
You definitely need a dominant 3 technique. And if that 3 technique is there and I'm where we're drafting, whether it's 3rd or 2nd, I'm liable to do it.
Yeah, because who's the guy we used to have? Tommy Harris.
Loved him, boy. I think he was on that deer antler spray.
Yeah,
man, the ball wouldn't even be snapped and he'd hit the quarterback. I'm like, that wasn't offsides. Fumble. Man, he was a monster. He played the league average 3.3 seasons. You know what I mean? And he was up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. His wife died or something. Yeah, some personal problems.
Yeah. I don't see him at all. Like, you know what I mean? They don't even interview him. And Tommy Harris, your people, if you're out there listening, we'd love to get your own Mouthpiece included. Because, man, that guy, boy.
Yeah, he's a beast. Absolutely beast.
Yeah, if you can get anything close to him,
yeah.
And then, you want an edge rusher.
Yeah.
And then just get all the defensive players you can get to raise depth.
Right. Because, I mean, there'll be some free agents out there that you can get at a good price. You got $125 million in cap space. You don't have to go blow it all.
No, you don't. You don't have to go spend it all. You're gonna have to have some money to go ahead and re-sign Just Incredible, aka Just in Time.
Everybody else want to pull the Raekwon the Chef next year. Yeah, you can hit the first thing smoking.
Yeah, they say Raekwon. Rumor is that Raekwon's calling the GM a liar.
Yeah, Poles. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Poles was gonna make him the highest paid outside linebacker in the NFL, and this, that, and the other. They're gonna build a team around him and Justin. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, maybe he did say that, but which I doubt. But if he said that, okay, so highest paid, that could be $100 million a season.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Things change, and all this rhetoric you're putting out in the press, I think you're still lowering your damn value. Just shut up and go out there and play.
Yeah, go make some tackles, like Sanborn.
Yeah, he had a good week last week. I think he picked off Mitchell Palooza, and he knocked Pittsburgh's quarterback out of the game. So, just keep playing and shut up, and you'll get your money.
Oh, he played against Trubisky? Well, I'm sure he knew his tendencies, how he stares everybody down and throws it to him.
Oh yeah, I see it now. He's definitely gonna throw it. Let me go.
I've been wanting to hit this guy for about 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, struggling for years trying with his number one quarterback status out there for the Bears. Had absolutely no reason to be drafted as high as he was. But yeah,
whatsoever. Well, he was driving a Camry, an old Camry.
Yeah. That impressed our general manager. He liked that Camry.
Yeah. All right. So tonight's topic: Brittany Griner free from the penal colony in exchange for the merchant of death. Week 14, quarter black of the week. Now, I wanted to pick Just in Time, aka Just Incredible. Thought long and hard on it, but he didn't play. They had the bye week. So
you're gonna pick him for his film study?
Yeah, I was gonna pick him for film study.
All right.
But who do you have slated for your quarter black, and that's black quarterback of the week?
You got to go with Jalen. His team's still winning. He's still playing at a high level. Jalen
Brunson?
Yeah. Maybe if he was on the Bulls, but I'm going with Jalen Hurts for my quarterback of the week.
Okay, well, that man you mentioned, Hurts, was 21 for 31 with 217 yards, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. He had an additional 77 yards on the ground, 1 rushing TD, and that was on 7 attempts. So he averaged 11 yards, a first down every time he ran the ball. So, so I'm on the fence with him and Russell Wilson. Now, I'll explain to you why. He's been maligned and playing like monkey poop this year. We can't really get into the whys. But Russell was 23 for 36, 247 yards, 3 TDs versus 1 interception. And he rushed for 57 yards, averaged 14.2 yards a carry. He was balling too until he got concussed.
Yeah, put the knot upside his head, and he lost.
Yeah, they lost, but I mean,
his team won.
Yeah. So, and he did have the 3 touchdowns, but he had the 1 pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Russell just for what he's been through, and just to put a feather in his cap. I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Got a feather somewhere else too.
Yeah, that's my quarterback of the week.
Okay.
So you got Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Once I heard you gotta contact this guy's manager to talk to him, as opposed to calling him on the damn phone. Yeah, he'd never be my.
You mean as a teammate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own office too.
Oh yeah. I'm sure his teammates are endeared to him for having his own office and having to reach out to his manager to talk to him. Yeah.
He was on the flight to London. Look at me working out while everybody's sleeping.
Yeah. Got off the plane and kicked him right in his ass when he tweeted that crap.
Yeah, you learned that lesson quick in the Shire, definitely on the South Side, and I expect on the West Side too. I mean, you know, all that dry snitching and making yourself look better than everybody. I mean, you know.
I'm doing butt lunges on the plane up and down the aisle. Yeah.
Yeah. When the fasten seatbelt light is clearly on, you know. Yeah. And he's out there, you know, stretching his hammies out.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, that's how you get soap in a sock. And you know, when you fall asleep on that plane, start getting pounded. Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know, he's the $250 million quarterback. So there's probably somebody watching. Won't let you slap him upside the head with the soap sock.
Oh gosh, golly gee. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
And big ups to his wife.
Yeah, big ups. But yeah, he could never be my quarterback of the week.
All right, we got Brittany Griner, free from penal colony in exchange for the Merchant of Death.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our mouthpiece included top 5 NFL power ranking after week 14. Now, my number 5 team, I'm going with those surging who our Bears beat. Those surging San Francisco 49ers at 9-4. That's my number 5 squad.
Okay. Who do I have as number 5? I hate to put them in there, but my number 5 team is I got 6. I'll tell you what. I got Cincy at 5.5. Can we have a 5.5?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So then I'm going with
Positively not. There's no 5.5. I had a 0.5 too, but I wasn't going to do it to myself.
Well, I got San Fran also.
All right, 9-4. How about those Niners? All right, my number 4 team, I'm going with those guys with, we don't know what's in his heart, with the racist team owner, Jerry Jones, who like to stand out there during pivotal civil rights moments just to see what's going on and get himself in the picture against his coach's wishes and everything.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on. I was just interested. I was just investigating the scene.
Yeah, I was only 14. I didn't know my head from my ass. But I'm going with those Cowboys at 10-3.
Yeah, I have Dallas at number 4 also.
All right, we're in alignment. We're in alignment.
I'm gonna get my 5.5. So my San Fran, Dallas, and my number 3 squad is Sideshow Bob's Kansas City Chiefs.
And look at that. We're in alignment. My number 3 team is the 10-3 Sideshow Bob. And by Sideshow Bob, we mean Patty Mahomes.
All right.
Yeah, who's got a pedigree as well.
Yeah.
Some sort of mulatto, I think.
Yeah.
But 10-3. So that's my number 3 team. Go ahead with your number 2 team. Let's see if we finally have all the same 5.
My number deuce.
Big ups to Deuce.
Right now I got the Bills of Buffalo. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Oh man, we are in alignment, you guys. I got Josh Allen and those Bills at 10-3. And I'm pretty sure this guy who's, you know, some sort of Jalen Hurts agent here. Eagles 12-1. That's who you got?
Yeah, they're the best team in football right now. They're the best division in football. So number 1, I got the Philadelphia Eagles as my number 1 team as far as the power ranking is concerned.
That's wild, bro. I think that's the first time we've had all of them exactly the same in the exact same order.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. My 0.5 was the Bears. That was I was gonna put the Bears on my top 5. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, they won this week.
it couldn't pull the trigger. Well, they didn't lose, that's for sure. All right. So tonight's hottest topic is Brittany Griner is freed from the penal colony in exchange for the merchant of death. But now we're going to jump to our next topic, and that would be a quick primetime update. Prime.
Coach Prime. Put some respect.
Yeah, well, he's got his team artfully leaking information that the Cullets at Jackson State were still in the ticket money.
Yeah.
Which I think he was supposed to be putting in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few incidents at Jackson State, which besides the $5.9 million contract, Colorado would have got him out of there. Yeah, they were supposed to pay him once the attendance went over 30,000. He was supposed to get the ticket money after that because
a percentage of the ticket money after that.
Yeah. He was putting butts in seats, but it's come out that Jackson State were cooking the books. No matter how many people were in the damn stadium, they were maxing out at 28,000 fans.
Allegedly,
yeah. And he also had incidents of people breaking into his office. There was another incident of somebody breaking into his truck. So and the story also comes out that some of his salary of $300,000, or half of it, was going to upgrade the facilities at Jackson State for the players, and try and even the playing field. But he was doing it through his own pocket as opposed to the athletic budget of the university.
Well, do you think they asked him to take half of his salary and do these things, or do you think the Lord told him to do it and he did it out of goodness of his heart? Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't say, all right, I'm here to rebuild, and well, you can, and I'm since everything's so messed up, I'm gonna do it for these kids. I get where he's coming from. He had to do it probably because they didn't even have meals, and their hotel room assignments was just all crap.
Yeah. I mean, his part of his mission, his ministry was, to improve the facilities and try and put his players on a somewhat even playing field with the PWIs. And, you can't do it if, they've got $5 million workout facilities, indoor practice fields, turf fields. They're eating at a training table every night, getting bigger and stronger. They got a state-of-the-art weight room, and
you got ramen noodles on your training table.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
Chicken wings from
they're killing coons,
sharks,
cooking them and trying to feed your players. So if the Lord told him, and it was in his heart to improve the facilities, improve everything at Jackson State, and we don't know if with his increase in salary, if he's going to still help Jackson State. We don't know. So,
well, I think for one, he's disillusioned if he feels like these other schools, meaning Florida State, Colorado, that they're not running the same racket. It may be different. It may be on a higher level.
Yeah.
But he's disillusioned if he thinks that nobody else is stuffing their money, stuffing their pockets full of that money that could be going to the players and the team.
Well, I don't think he's disillusioned in that regard, but there's a bigger pie. You got a TV pie. You got a conference pie.
Yeah, no, I'm just singling it out because, it comes off like it's isolated to the colors. We're just playing the same game that we learned from the Pinky.
Yeah, it's just on a smaller monetary level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, everybody's had their time to denigrate him, talking about you know, this was his ministry, and he's walking away from it. You know, based on what he the rhetoric he came out with in the beginning.
It was his ministry, all right, just like one of those alligator shoe wearing deacons in the hood. But go ahead. Drinking Chivas Rivas.
I don't think well, he was probably drinking Chivas Rivas. Now he's drinking the King Louis. You know, him and the boys. But yeah, I mean, it's on one hand, you know, based on what he said, you know, it's tough.
He's basically saying, I tried to turn it around and those Negroes wouldn't let me do it, which is believable. I've seen this before. I mean, you're dealing with certain type of Negro.
I mean, I've seen it too with these particular schools.
Certain types, yeah, certain schools, certain Negroes, you know.
And, you know, these
kids don't need shit. You know what I mean?
Playing football.
Like, damn, nigga. Like, right.
Yeah, scholarship. You know, they're at school. You know, so whatever they get is what they get. You know, we got
right. They can eat in the dorms like everybody else, right?
Everybody else eating in the dorm, so you know, why can't they? You know, but we don't have a SEC football contract, or television contract, or Big Ten or Pac-12. So you know, it's all split up evenly. But you know, I think what he's saying is he was trying to get more of that money from the ticket sales to take care of the kids. And yeah, because I don't think whatever percentage he was going to get from the ticket sales and the seats that he was selling for the people to come out and watch the games, it wasn't going to be a great amount of money. It's in Jackson, Mississippi, so if he was going to take that and dump it back into the program, or take care of his players, you know, we don't know what's in his heart. But I think he was gonna do some of what he said he was gonna do. Now, as far as fixing all HBC universities and all their football programs, I mean, shit, that was gonna take so damn long. There's no way he was gonna be in the system that long. But I don't know. I heard Barkley's donating $1 million to Jackson State, and Diddy was donating $1 million. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So, like, where were these people when Deion was alleging that he was reaching out to people and nobody wanted to help? Like, I didn't hear a call for action from Deion. He went public with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't hear him go public and say, "Hey, man, Diddy, holla at me. Oprah, holla at me. MJ, holla at me."
Well, maybe he was doing it behind the scenes, or maybe
saying no until after he left.
Yeah, until he got vilified, and now we got to be the big black check writers.
Who would you say offered money? Barkley. He knows he's on the booger list, so he's trying to buy his way back.
Yeah,
to be down. Who else did you say is alleging the bright check?
Diddy. Barkley and Diddy. I didn't hear anything about Jigger. Can you say Jigger on here?
Yeah, you can definitely say Jigger.
Okay. So yeah, he I mean, those were some, I haven't heard anything about him or Oprah, or but
you think Colorado is giving them a percentage of the tickets?
No, absolutely not. But they think, they in their mind think they took care of him up front with the contract, and they got him locked in for a while until he finds his next big contract. So will there be this outrage once he leaves Colorado? If he gets
his team will have a story when he rides off to Florida State next season after next. They'll have a story.
because they're gonna have to pay him at least $10 million to leave. 10 plus.
And he'll have a reason as to why he left. And, you know, and he won't say it's for the 10 million, but he made a whole song called "Must Be the Money." And like I said, I you know, I've been on the fence on this, but I know a 2-bit hustle when I see one. And
you call it the monkey hustle?
Yeah, what did Malcolm X tell Bain or whatever his name was in the penitentiary? Well, when he got out the penitentiary, nigga, I thought you said this wasn't no 2-bit hustle.
Right. Yeah.
Bain looked at him like, and that's how I kind of feel like the HBCUs are running a program, like the way the movie portrayed the Nation of Islam. Yeah, nigga, this is a hustle. Oh.
Yeah, well, they are. So if there's any doubt, they are. You know, it's just a matter of on what level. Now, Jackson State will be on the highest monkey hustle level because they had Dion, they had the face, they had, you know, this Under Armour deal, they had, you know, all this revenue that they had no access to until he got there. And
they said they turned down a TV deal.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get the money in their own pockets. They probably had it lined up where this money ain't going in y'all pockets.
It's coming to primetime media company or whatever the hell he was doing with his sons.
Why he didn't call Brent Favre? Brent Favre probably could have got him some money.
Brent Favre, he doesn't have any extra money right now. He's allegedly in trouble.
Now I heard that Colorado offered this money, I guess, on faith, because they still haven't put all the money together. But supposedly the boosters are so rich because the money's actually a lot of that contract money's coming from the boosters.
Yeah, it'd be fine. I'm sure.
Which is an unfair advantage because Jackson State probably doesn't have the boosters with the same type of money for the most part. You know.
I mean, they got Hall of Famers, but you know, walking paper's gone. But
yeah, we're talking about old pink money though.
Yeah, they don't have it. They don't even have old black money.
Right.
So you know, that's one of the problems with the HBCUs is the low endowments, the alumni don't die and leave the schools millions and millions of dollars. There's no Ronald McDonald or you know, all of these different philanthropic entities that would donate money to Jackson State as opposed to, you know, people leaving money to their dogs or you know, all these other agencies that already have money. So and they're not supported by, you know, their states and the federal and state governments. So they don't have the money.
Well, I'm wishing the guy well personally, in this next endeavor.
Yeah.
That one kid decided he's going there too. What's his name? Travis Scott. Ain't Travis Scott, but you know what I'm talking about.
Travis Hunters, yeah, of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, well, he said he wanted to play for Dion because Dion was the best and he plays the cornerback position. So yeah.
So he's sticking to what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Coach Prime will take care of him. So, you know, what do you think about the Dr. Umar vitriol?
I didn't see his rant. I've been meaning to watch that. It's hard to watch him because he's obviously suffering from allegedly, in my opinion, forgot that disorder where you have to say everything 3 times. Because I watch his videos. And Deion Sanders left Jackson State. Deion Sanders left Jackson State. Deion Sanders left Jackson State. And I'm here to tell you, blah, 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 and Booker T. Washington, and Booker T. Washington, and Booker T. Washington. And I'd be like, I can't, you know, because he's suffering from some sort of mental illness, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you get all this on the Breakfast Club.
I need to watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Ooh, yeah, but go ahead. What was he talking about?
You know, just his disappointment in him as a black man, and you know, there's no logical reason that he should have left there based on what he said, and he could have fixed the whole HBCU system himself and got other NFL greats or other great coaches to go to the HBCUs, not just Jackson State and in particular, just all of them. He could have fixed everything, and it just didn't make sense to me what he was saying about Dion. We're still waiting on him to open up his own damn school. And if you feel that way, why don't you go to Jackson State and teach?
He's been flagged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been flagged.
Yeah, so.
They're not going to hire him due to his mental illness, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't understand and get down with him because if you're so willing to jump on him, what have you done?
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing. That's the thing they say, and that's a lot of pushback I got. Well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's the question. Somebody comes and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give book bags out," and then something goes wrong and they can't give all the book bags out, and they receive vitriol from the community.
Yeah. I mean,
just don't put your foot. I know you're limping on it, but don't put your foot in your mouth. My whole issue is using the struggle to springboard your personal gain, which Umar does. That's why I haven't even, watched it.
Right. I understand. Yeah. I mean,
profiting off our pain.
I just watched a few clips of it. It's not something you can just sit there and watch the whole thing.
No, he's tough to watch. All right, we covered that last week. But this week it's about Brittany Griner, free from penal colony, exchange for the merchant of death. You sent me something on Chris Collinsworth, huh?
Yeah. Now, I haven't had time to vet that particular clip, but if it is true, why isn't this getting any time or any consideration by the media? Is Chris Collinsworth that powerful?
Well, that is the question. Seems like it was a bunch of privilege. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Which he was born, he lives with, and he continues to live with as the number one football broadcaster for the NFL.
Yeah, you remember your boy Joe Namath. He was like that too. But we're going to play the clip.
Receiver with all the right moves.
Fair
on
use.
And off the field. Like the crafty player he is, you never know when to take him seriously. So, Chris, why do you think those girls really like you?
I think probably because of the money, and I'm not going to deny it. I walk around with $100 bills hanging out of my pocket.
Must be the money.
Try and give it my best shot, because before I ever made any money, it was pretty much big Nothingsville. I like girls that aren't too bright because you can trick them a little bit. The punk rockers all love me. Those are my big girls, and high school girls love me. 14 to 18, I'm a big star with them. As soon as they mature, after about 18 years old, they start figuring out that, wait a minute, I know there's better than that out there,
Chris Collinsworth is a wide receiver with all the right moves, on and off the field. Like the crafty player he is, you never know when to take him seriously. So, Chris, why do you think those girls really like you?
I think probably because of the money, and I'm not going to deny it. I walk around with $100 bills hanging out of my pockets usually, and that.
All right, so that's. And what do you mean you haven't vetted it? You think maybe this is some sort of, they could have used, this computer technology and doctored it up.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been denied or anything, so, They might just be sweeping it under the rug.
This guy's come out there and said 14 to 18. Because by the time they're 18, they don't want me.
Yeah, he doesn't want me. Kales. Chris Kales is in the building. Yeah.
Yeah. If this is true, why is this not a bad look for the Shield?
Yeah, they're gonna deny it. Yeah, I don't know where this clip came from, but it looks like the words are coming out of his mouth, and that's probably they're probably saying, just like in Jerry Jones' case, that's old video. That's his old mentality. Everybody changes, so now he's not a player anymore. He's a family man, so he doesn't think that way anymore. So
an alleged child predator never changes.
Well, yeah, but those are their friends.
That Mark said, I walk around with $100 bills in my pocket. He was probably going a hole in the walls.
Was doing his line dance at the country bars,
Yeah.
Or he might have been at the damn high school, just like your boy, just with $100 bills hanging out his pocket, the arcade or wherever.
In a flashy car.
Yeah. Brand new sports car with $100 bills hanging out of his pocket. Yeah. And the Shield hasn't said anything about it. So maybe it'll pop up in the next couple of weeks. Once they have a spin on it, and just like Jerry Jones, this old stuff. Why y'all keep talking about this old stuff? He was a 22-year-old football player, 24-year-old football player. Now he's 50. So all that stuff's old. Don't bring it up anymore. Because how much of the they had to talk about the Jerry Jones situation a little bit, but other than that, it's over with. They swept it under the rug, yeah. Especially after he put Booger A. Smith out there, and he told him Jerry's best friend was black, and that's him. So
I like girls that aren't too bright because you can trick them a little bit. High school girls love me. I'm a big star with them. 14 to 18.
Yeah. So he's admitting to being a predator, pedophile. 14 to 18. He didn't even say a teenage or a high school age.
He specified, right?
14 to 18. Are you kidding me? But there's circles. That was okay.
And he was being interviewed allegedly by a female, if this is accurate. She wasn't even appalled. I guess the times were different then for the white men.
Yeah, it was old stuff. He was probably what's that guy's island? Epstein.
Yeah.
Probably was flying into his island every damn weekend. $100 bills hanging out of his pocket. So I caught the clip, but there has been absolutely no outrage over this guy saying he like 14 to 18-year-old children, because they're not smart enough to deal with him as a big star with $100 bills hanging out of his pocket.
He doing that nickel slick. He probably, flashing cash.
Go ahead and get you some.
The young women today, and the girls, they'll set them up for a straight robbery.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure he had his own pink setup as far as but it was his target audience.
Yeah, this hasn't been covered. So is it because it hasn't been vetted? I didn't catch it on any of the.
Yeah.
I didn't hear Coon and H. Smith comment on it.
Yeah, he's been a football player and a broadcaster for a number of years. As a matter of fact, he's my best damn friend.
Yeah, he likes to say that. Yeah. You think he's your friend, he'll put you up in, you know what I mean? Boy, you would be strange fruit, first chance they get. You the first one they coming after.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just because you are smiling and dancing, it's showtime. So yeah, we'll delve into it a little bit more within the next few days and see what happens. But that's pretty disturbing for a national broadcaster to have some video out like that.
That's awful, and any parent has got to be appalled by that.
Yeah, I mean, at what point in your life or career would you think this was okay? Especially being a big star with plenty of money. So yeah, of course, it just means that his peers or the guys he hung around with were okay with it too. And apparently, the female that was interviewing him had no problem with it at all.
Oh yeah, she went out with him after the interview. I'm sure.
That's probably too old.
Maybe she was too bright for him though, because you know.
Thanks for the interview, but
yeah, older women aren't going to want to date you as soon as you open your mouth and start spewing that nonsense.
Says I'm going to go with Chuck E. Cheese, and I'll holler back at you. Call me when you want.
Where you at? I'm just parked at the high school. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Grown, parked at the high school, picking up freshmen and sophomores.
14 to 18.
All right. Well, tonight it's about Brittany Griner free from penal colony in exchange for the merchant of death. We were talking on this show when they had all those awards for different people, and I'm like, man, they need an award for money.
Yeah.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And so I guess the MVP award is named for him. And we suggested that. I guess they've been listening.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why it took so long. They should have renamed the championship trophy after him. The Larry O'Brien.
Yeah, who the hell is that?
Yeah, he's a former commissioner, but you either you name the championship trophy after Bill Russell or Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Well, I even remember saying, if you did that MVP award, they should retire the number 23. Nobody should be able to wear that on any team except for the previous year's winner of the MVP award. They'd wear it in honor of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It had that target on their back if they chose to do so. It'd be an honor, right? But what's his name? Shannon Sharp went on a rant saying that it should be named after LeBron James.
Oh, yeah. He loves LeBron. Dirty drugs. He loves everything about LeBron. Like he never saw Michael Jeffrey Jordan play.
Yeah, he was one of those guys probably rooting for the Knicks in Detroit.
Yeah. Bad boys.
Jordan probably, dinking one of his females. Something happened.
He slapped him one day.
Probably slapped him. Yeah.
Hasn't liked him since. Or he wouldn't give him an autograph. Yeah, I don't give autographs, guys.
All right, well, big ups to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's good to know he deserves it. NFL should follow suit and name their MVP after Walter Payton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do make a big deal out of the Walter Payton Award.
Yeah, well, he was a big humanitarian.
Yeah.
Which they should be making a bigger deal about him because he was a bigger humanitarian than he was a football player, and he was the best football player in the history of football.
Yeah. And he wasn't throwing pink women out of windows like a guy from Cleveland, Jim Brown.
Well, yeah, if you imagine if Peyton was, drop dead gorgeous, blonde hair, blue eyes, I bet you'd hear a lot more about Walter Payton.
Yeah. Skip Bayless might love him then too.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Skip. All right, next topic. Something else we brought up. Now, all of a sudden, these quarterback salaries are under scrutiny. A lot of pocket watching going on. Players are going down with non-contact knee injuries, going to bed rest, and now it's all over the local and the national feed that these teams are wasting money on these colors.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what I'm hearing.
They don't want to pay them. Even though the contracts are backloaded and
Right.
they make their money up front, and the contracts are built in the NFL in the eventuality that a player gets hurt. They're not gonna pay them all that damn money. Or if their skills go down, they're not gonna pay them all.
Right.
Just like in the case of they're not watching the pocket of Smug Rogers.
No, they rarely, I never hear them pocket watch.
Yeah.
Only it's the black players' money.
They don't deserve all that money. They don't know how to handle it. They can't process out of
Yeah. They should be playing for free.
Yeah, they're lucky to be playing a kid's game.
Well, I'm sure that's what they were telling our ancestors in chattel slavery. You're lucky to be in America.
Yeah, you can be back over there in Africa being a king or
right,
the family.
Right. All right, moving right along. Brittany Griner, free from penal colony, exchanged for the merchant of death. But we may have a booger of the week. So Booger Shannon Sharp, he got excoriated by Skip Bayless. Bro, I was watching in real time as it unfolded. I forgot what the topic was, but of course they end up talking about, Tom Brady. And Skip went personal, bro.
Yeah.
He told Shannon, you just mad at 45, he's a better player than you've ever been. And then Shannon, took his glasses off like he was going to do something, and Skip said, put your glasses back on, boy.
He
didn't say the boy part, but I heard it. Yeah.
That was slap fire for Skip. Might have been my last day on this show, but damn it, I'm a Hall of Famer.
Hey, that slap would have been heard more than Will Smith's slap. Oh, Shannon would have been facing criminal charges.
Oh, absolutely. This big buck slapped this 112-pound
senior citizen.
Knocked his wig off. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad he showed restraint. And that,
if I'm Shannon, I would have said, and Stephen A. Smith is better than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that would have hurt.
Yeah. That's why you're not on ESPN anymore. I'd have went there. Still would have been my last day, as you said. But
yeah. I mean, I guess they must have talked it out, hugged it out after the show.
Yeah, because Shannon didn't miss a show.
Well, it's hard for brothers to give up a check. But I mean, come on, man.
I mean, bro, that's something you passionate about. Like he just discounted your entire life's work. For a guy that's won 7 Super Bowls off of the defense and the coaching staff he was on. Yeah. So I mean, Brady's a great player, but damn, this is the guy you're with every damn day, hosting your show, and you went for a gut shot. And I mean, he didn't even say it smiling, jokingly. No, he said that out of anger.
And went to the high voice on him.
Yeah.
So
never apologize.
He never will. I don't think.
No, because his boy, Shannon, won't demand it. Yeah. You see, his brain is being massaged by Skip Bayless. Like, when it started breaking, I didn't put too much emphasis on it. That's why it's not a top story tonight, because I'm like, do I support these boogers?
in their one moment of being checked by
their master.
Yeah. Or do you look back and say, well, eventually this was going to happen to keep you in line?
Reap it, Murphy, you son of a bee. Right.
Yeah. So it's a tightrope.
But it's funny you said like slap them, because that thought ran through my mind too. And kids were not promoting violence.
Not at all.
Because there's levels to this.
Yeah.
You know, and Shannon was thinking about it too, and he took his glasses off. That motherfucker Skip. Put your glass. It was like he was talking to his slaves. You know, Shannon from the South. Yes, sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Either he was gonna slap him or just jump over the table and choke the dog mess out of him. Not till he passed out, but you know, till he was seeing stars.
And Shannon is huge. That shows you the mental control that these pink people think that they have over us.
Yeah, yeah. Because he would have sued him too. He'd have smacked him and choked him.
And Mark put his glasses back on too.
Not messing up this check because of this clown. I knew that bread. But that was man, wow. That was something that you wouldn't think a professional,
correct,
Hall of Fame football
journalist. Well, and then the professional journalist. Go ahead, my fault. But yeah, you would. Yeah, right. Go ahead though.
That he would take that from this scrawny 1.4 points a game high school basketball player can step out not as a journalist, but as just as a personal shot to tell you that you're not as good as Tom Brady and you're jealous of him playing so long. And
Mark said, you mad because Tom Brady is better than you at 45 than you ever were. Talking to a Hall of Fame.
Oh man, yeah.
Should, you know, and the professional journalist should know better, but Skip has a history of this.
Yeah, he does. And he's shown that with Jalen Rose. And Jalen Rose had to remind him that, you know, you never laced him up.
Well, even when he was on that show with on First Take, you know, I used to be wondering, like, I should have known Coonan A was cooning in, because, like, how can you sit there and listen to this and, you know what I'm saying, like, and be a part of this? But like you said, it must be the money.
Yeah, you know, Booger A. Smith was trying to get to that next contract or his own show or creative control or whatever thing he thought he needed to succeed in this business. So my gosh, it's not something I would take, especially as a Hall of Fame athlete from the Water Boy. Absolutely.
Yeah, he averaged 1.3 points a game or something like that.
Yeah, he came back at Jalen like, yeah, I didn't want to be a point guard. The coach made me do it. Otherwise, you know, I'd be in the NBA now. I think that was his premise or whatever the hell he was trying to get done. But you know, come on, man, you can't take that from him.
I think Bayless is from Boston too, or Philly. One of those. You know, we don't know what's in their hearts out there.
Yeah, we don't know what's in
but he's from one of those kind of towns and tries to talk about this blue collar upbringing, how he used to fight and be tough in the street. He's probably one of those, you know, young thugs, you know, that they don't talk about, running around, you know, black persons in their neighborhood, harassing them, throwing bottles and bricks, and go back to Africa. But now he likes to tell everybody he was raised by a Mamie. Like, who is this Mamie? And, you know, somebody needs to research this, and he should know better.
Why has she ever been on the show? She was so important to him.
Yeah. He ain't ever showed no pictures of him with the Mamie. And what kind of family you got where you got a Mamie?
Rich.
Right. Doesn't sound like a blue collar lifestyle.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. You know, we know she didn't live next door to you, so you know, how does she bring you up?
Yeah.
You want a family friend.
Apparently, she never smacked the taste out of his mouth.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Big Mama would. You know, you get outside your body, Big Mama slap you back into.
Why'd you do that?
Don't care who's watching. Do it at the church, in front of the police. You know, it don't matter. In front of your girlfriend, Big Mama gonna smack fire from your face, boy.
Well, you know, he probably didn't have that consequence because of,
She needed that check.
Yeah, and she would have went to jail. choking him to death, choking him back into reality. So it was up to Skip, not Skip. It was up to Shannon to get that done, because this guy has no reverence for your career or for you at
Or
all.
respect for you as a human. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this is somebody you work with every day. So, and he probably never even this guy. There's somebody you work with every day that would come out and say something like that to you about someone that was in your profession.
But Ace, that's how they are when they get comfortable. And you know, they have certain things in their heart, you know, and they try to play this cool role. And I'm like you and my family, you know, and then the longer you get to know them, they get comfortable and they say something out the side of their neck and then whop.
Well, you know, it's probably his trump card that he was building up and saving for this whole Tom Brady argument versus versus LeBron argument that that Shannon always comes up with, you know, how he is LeBron's best friend and in the metaverse. So you know, he had to have something to trump him with, and unfortunately it was Tom Brady, and it all came out on national television. Too bad, Shannon. You had your opportunity to fix it, and you chose not to.
Yeah, Skip said Brady was the greatest clutch player in the history of professional sports.
Wow.
And I know he's heard of Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Michael Jordan didn't come from Boston. Michael Jordan didn't play in the New England area, except for when he was torturing Boston. So, yeah. Tuesday. When he was hanging 63 on Boston, I'm sure Skip was at that damn game.
Right.
Watching it on television. But it's you know, it's amazing how you would disrespect somebody that you work with. And supposedly was a friend of, or, you know, revered, or, you know, whatever, his football career, and you come out and spew that kind of stupidity at your co-host.
Well, Shannon missed a perfect opportunity because he's got his own podcast that's gaining traction.
Right.
To use this as an out, like the way was it The Truth? Where he got out of his deal, partying at his house with a bunch of young pink toes, drinking and talking crazy. I think it was The Truth. But Shannon had a more professional out and probably could have got some damages as well.
Yeah, slander. Shit.
Yeah, it just, you know, I'm out of this. I can't work with this guy, and I don't know what's in his heart. And then he could have parlayed that into because I don't even know if he's gonna bring it up on his podcast. That he needs to cover that on his podcast, you know, and have Skip on there, and they need to talk about that, bro, so he can get some clout and some views or something.
That kind of clarity. So if he don't bring it up, maybe his next guest will bring it up on his. No, you can't even wait for that. Skip got to come on to his podcast and apologize.
Bro, if I saw Shannon Sharp in the street, and he's a monster, he's huge, you know, I'd spit in his face. He'd take his glass, put your glasses back on, boy, before I call Skip Bayless. You know, this is what he's, because Shannon was talking a whole lot of shit when that high yellow dude at Golden State got slapped. You know, talking to Skip about how it is in the street and all this and that.
Yeah. We came on. Did he have a bottle of cognac and his Black and Mild in his mouth?
That's what got me. Put your glasses back on, boy. He buoyed him, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And he took it. And he came back the next day with nothing to say about it. So past, okay, maybe you want to talk about it the next day, but past 2 days, yeah, you're his boy. And if you don't want to admit it, I'm sure one of your football friends or, one of the players you play with will come and tell you, like, man, you let this this little cornball tell you this on national television. So we'll see what happens in the future between Skip and Shannon. And Shannon, whether he'll invite Skip to club Shay, wherever the hell is whether it's a side room in the future. But yeah, I think it would behoove Skip, if he had any type of remorse about the situation, to go on to his show and mend fences. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I can't find the clip, but y'all, I'm sure y'all may have seen it. Because, I wasn't even going to touch on it. I didn't even mention it to you, but I was like, man, that was wild, man. I don't know. I think I was working or something. And then, the black internet got a hold of it. I guess some other people felt the same way. I felt like, damn.
Damn. You gonna check you like that on national TV? Huh?
Bro, we all have employers, but ain't nobody talking to you like that, bro.
No, definitely not. Put your glasses back on. Son of who are you talking to?
It's Shannon, but I'm a Hall of Famer.
Not right now. Looking like his boy. Hopefully not his boy toy. Allegedly, I don't want to speculate on what's going on between Shannon and Skip, but hopefully
something's going on. We don't know what's in their heart, but something's going on emotionally between those guys.
Yeah.
I think that qualifies for Shannon for this week's Booger of the Week. What do you say?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. It was probably bigger in the sports world than anywhere else, but it had immediate conversation, on Twitter with the former athletes, with Jalen Rose, or just people in general. Like, how could you let this guy talk to you like that? We'll see what the
ESPN made Jalen apologize over nonsense. I mean, seconds later. But, that's what Shannon's on Fox. And so, reap it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they'll fire you before they fire
him. Like you said, they would have had something to talk about.
Yeah.
We'd be having a whole different discussion. Should Ace have slapped him? That definitely would have been the hottest topic. He slaps the shit out of Skip Bayless. Then we would have had guys on here talking about he shouldn't have slapped him. He sucker punched him. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
The words of man kill.
Yeah. I'm a man before anything. I don't. Depending on what circle you're running around in. But there's no way. Yeah, he would have got out of that room, disrespecting my career, my Hall of Fame status, and by saying what he said. So
it was literally the Draymond Green, Jordan Poole. Skip was Jordan Poole talking that same type of shit to somebody way bigger than him. And Shannon had put his foot in his mouth about Draymond being wrong.
So he couldn't respond.
He had to sit there and take it. And Skip was playing chess, not checkers. Had them all boxed in. Put your glasses on. You're worthless. You know what I mean?
You're just mad.
Your career is meaningless. You didn't play quarterback.
You couldn't process that position. You just had to go out there and hope Hope someone will throw you the ball. Was it Elway? Yeah, Hope Elway would throw you the damn ball. So
if they weren't on TV, he may have dropped the N-bomb. Because once you get to those pink people, they get like that, where they're willing to take a whole ass whooping because they're that mad.
We're gonna go all the way. And I'm like, sue the shit out of your ass.
For assault. Yeah.
I was walking on national television. I have all the evidence, everything I need. Yeah. So absolutely. Oh my goodness.
All right, Shannon, your booger of the week. All right, but we're gonna jump to the hottest topic as we close this out. Brittany Griner freed from penal colony in exchange for the merchant of death. So that was Victor Boot. Yeah, they did a whole film loosely based upon his life, Lord of War with Nick Cage. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. So
I saw it. Yeah.
I'll pull it up tonight.
Yeah, you got to check that out. Yeah, it was interesting. I was actually rooting for the guy. You know what I mean?
But he was arrested in the United States. I understand it was all politics. It's a political ploy, especially punishment for the U.S. Giving money to the Ukraine, I suppose, why they would arrest
and drones and weapons of war.
But I know they were feeling pressure by the WNBA and her wife, but I think she would have had to eat that for a little while longer before I would have gave him back. And
for only her.
Yeah, there's still other Americans over in Russia that they're holding on to. So it's like, you're giving them the merchant of death, but you're acting like you're dealing from a position of weakness. I mean, she admitted to it. She pled guilty, and she got 9 years. However many years.
Yeah, 9. I think she was gonna get credit for that time that was served already.
Right, but she got all this time. She admitted to it. Yeah, everybody wanted her back. Yeah, the punishment probably didn't fit the crime, but when they tell you the first thing when you go to these other countries,
man, you don't have rights like that, man.
Yeah. So if you're willing to take that risk, then you got to be willing to pay the price.
And that's a hell of a risk, because I'm, in a simple Google search, I mean, we don't know what Brittany's mental capacities are, but they say she's bright, humble, this, that, and the fourth. You can do a simple Google search. How much time can I get for trying to do this and that there in Russia?
But I'm sure, I just believe she had been getting away with it every year she went over there. Now it's a time of war, and the U.S. is feeding billions of dollars to Russia's.
She was getting it from the KGB. They probably put a honeypot on her, and she was being watched the whole time.
Yeah.
They probably think all those players are spies. Russia thinks everybody's a spy.
Yeah. So, but to try, no, she would have to. She had to bite that for a while. We had to negotiate something else.
Well, she was, they said her hands were too big to do any of the sewing. That's what they do in that gulag, in that penal colony. Mm-hmm. So they had her passing out the linens, and the materials to all the girls, all the ladies.
Okay.
She said she had to cut her hair off, because she had those locks. Mm-hmm. So she said she would be freezing. I mean, were they sewing outside? Was it not any heat on? I need clarity. I said her hair would be freezing. And first of all, I got locks. Why are you in there? Like, you ever heard of, could you put your hair up and keep your hair from getting wet? Like, the story they were just pushing out, like why she cut her hair. like, I don't know, like you couldn't have wrapped your hair up in a towel and kept. I'm just at a loss here.
Yeah, I guess the pleading guilty got her sentencing that was more lenient than what she could have got. But man, that's a heck of a thing to plead guilty, knowing that the consequences could be 9 years. Because I'm sure that was all negotiated, hopefully beforehand. They probably told her, yeah, you can get these 9, or we can give you 30, 35.
Man, they'll never see you again in America. You'll be out. You won't make it out here. Like, you can't, with that kind of food they feeding them. You can't. They said if people put money on your books, you can eat differently. So I'm sure she was probably better off than the average person in the gulag. But man, like even in our prisons here, man, most cats, man, they don't make it. They be dying when they doing it 20, 30, man, early ages, bro. Cancer, all heart attack, be 40, 45. I'm like, man, that's hard life though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still not as hard as a Russian prison.
Yeah.
We still have some kind of alleged human rights here in the U.S. As far as the penal system. But man, just like the Merchant of Death, I don't know if he's going over there to go to jail, or the U.S. just let him go and he's going.
Oh hell no, he ain't going to jail over there. He's kicking it with Putin. No, I'm serious. He's out. He's been making statements about he's pro-Ukraine war, and he's about to start. It's a war going on. He's about to get his money.
Right. That's war. War is his business, and business is good. So
yeah, and Putin was getting a percentage of that allegedly, and so his lawyers, American lawyers, probably a spy, was saying, "Yeah, this guy's not going to do anything. He's not going to. He's been rehabilitated. Get the fuck out of here." If he's that nice of a person, they should have let him out in the first place. If he was rehabilitated.
He's selling military grade weapons to all different countries and
everybody, to terrorists allegedly.
Yeah, so
and he was selling to blacks in Africa, and that's what got him. The Americans was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can't do
that.
Yeah, you can't be arming up those black folks with the same shit we got."
Yeah. You see that seal on that bottle? That's a government seal.
We made those to kill them, not for them to kill us.
Yeah.
All this being said, bro, should Americans be considered on their own when they choose to move, relocate, travel, and do business in subversive nations? Because I'm saying it's a trick bag that we're opening up. Anywhere you travel now, Ace, you could be with your family and y'all could go to, Italy. I don't know why anybody would ever want to go there, but maybe the wife wants to go.
Yeah.
And you can get kidnapped by a Russian KGB or something, and they're using you for a bargaining chip. Right. So should there be some sort of, should you tell Americans like Dennis Rodman, hey, if you want to go over there to North Korea, although he kicked it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go over there, you on your own. If you want to go play basketball, like moving forward, like what's to stop them from arresting another WNBA players? And they asked the WNBA players about it. Yeah, the girls are still over there playing. And I don't understand why they all didn't quit, but go ahead, bro.
They were on the contract. They were going to get sued or
contract your ass. I ain't going to no gulag.
They were going to get thrown in the jail right next to Brittany ass if they had quit them damn teams over there. So breach of contract. We got a spot for you right here.
So they were scared to even fly home, huh?
Yeah. So it's a slippery slope. I think
you're on your own if I'm in charge. I'm gonna list those nations. Russia is now on it. We can't be giving away merchants of deaths. But go ahead, bro.
Well, I know that these leagues and the player agents tell them what they can and cannot get away with. And, you may be able to do this, that, and the other in the United States, or fly around the United States with your contraband, but you can't do that in Russia or any of these countries that hate the damn United States.
But we don't know. Brittany still hasn't made a statement. We don't know if she did it. Like it all could have been planted on her.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, people plead guilty, like what you said, to avoid the 30 and take the 9. That don't mean she did it. But go on.
Right. But she did. She said, she admitted it. So once the trial is off the books, then you got to go with, her admission. And no, you're not going to get 30 years, or maybe your league or your spouse can petition Russia or the foreign country that you're in to let you go. But everybody doesn't have that pool or opportunity, as you see, as the guy, the supposed the spy is still over there, and they're not going to let him loose, not even to give you back Brittany Griner. So it's it's something she shouldn't have did if she did it. And if she didn't do it, she's on American soil now, so she got to let that be known. But that's a tough situation. You go into these countries, you got to, number one, know where the embassy is, just in case you go down. You have a safe haven from prosecution of criminals, or if you're not guilty, get to the embassy. But if you're knowingly committing a crime and Russia is in the middle of a damn war, turf war, then it should be somebody to tell you that it's not a good idea.
So you think she was dumb enough you think she did it?
Yeah. Because I think she's done it before. It's been no problem.
Okay. All right. So we'll take her on her word, even though she hasn't clarified it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Americans, with the way she was treated, should not be playing ball over there.
Yeah. But, you're talking about commerce. You're talking about free market. You're talking about somebody, hey, they might not be able to play in the Japanese league or Australian league. This is her opportunity. And
so you want to play in the Gulag League, the penal company, the penal league.
Because as you said, they're not going to come watch the damn games here, no matter who's there. Maybe she'll have a spike for her team now, based on, her notoriety for being resident of Russia and being used as a pawn.
She could play in a more friendly country like Italy or England.
Yeah, there's plenty of countries that her 6'9" frame would accommodate, but
Russia offered the biggest bag.
Yeah, well, it's got to be about the money. And maybe she had, she was I don't know. She was comfortable there, but you can't put yourself in a position of going into a damn airport with some vials of cannabis and hope that this country doesn't lock you up
during a war.
Yeah,
when the security is heightened, you're 6'9", you're standing out like a peacock.
Right.
You're black.
And you got your dope and your carry-on bag. So even that, you still got to go through customs when you get back to the States. So it's an interesting quandary of why she would do this.
Yeah, because she didn't have enough for her intent to distribute. It was just personal. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, you can get that here in the United States. All you got to do is make your flight back. But, there goes that air of invincibility that younger people have.
Especially athletes getting away with it.
Yeah, it won't happen to me. So here's my ID. I got a plane to catch. Let's get it cracking.
Do you know who I am? You know, getting away with it on college campuses.
Yeah. I know. I know who I am, and you're going to jail, which is apparently what they taught it. But yeah, it's a shame that the athletes would go over there to boost up these leagues and perform for them, stuff that they're not willing to do in the United States because of pricing. And yeah, it's strange that she would try that knowing the consequences. Well, maybe she didn't know, but her agent or the team should have told her. So.
Well, it's open season now on anybody American over there because they got other people I'm sure they want to get out of jail.
Oh yeah. All you contractors and American diplomats to go over there.
Yeah. Visitors, holiday. Man, Manute Drew went to Russia by himself, ended up taking a train. He used to post pictures on this thread we on, post videos. He was only speck of color. Went to St. Petersburg on a train. He said the military was getting on and off and checking his ID. See, stuff like that. You just end up in a gulag and don't even know why. They call you a spy, bro. Like,
and luckily you have someone that's an advocate for you to be like, Drew went over to Russia to conduct some business and never came back. Never heard from him.
Right. And then they say he's a spy, and then would I know if he was a spy? You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing like that dude that's still over there. He's saying he's not a spy. They're saying he is. You know how many people we got in our prisons that we say are spies, and they're saying they're not?
They're not, right. So, yeah. If the exchange game is the president is setting up, then, there's going to be more quote unquote arrest / kidnappings.
Man, Drew was out there kicking it. They was having like a outdoor fest. He didn't speak a word of Russian, and just, like, man, they looking at you, boy. They sizing you up, man.
Yeah.
But glory to God, he made it. So who won the penal swap, in your opinion?
It would have to be Russia. If their intent was to get this guy out of jail, they won because he's out. He's out of the United States jail, and he's okay. He can start selling weapons again or whatever the hell he was making his money on, and Russia can use whatever weapons that he delivers. So they're in the middle of a damn war. So I believe that Russia won.
Yeah, well, hopefully the U.S. put some sleeping pills in his food, and when he went under, put a chip, like they put into your cats and the dogs, so you can find them. Hope they got a locate beacon on this guy.
Yeah.
Probably tell them, hey, listen here, we press this button and your brain blows up.
Yeah, put some acid in the system, because you can't even go over there without their permission. You can't fly into their airspace. You have to go to another country and travel to Russia, but
they'll never get him again.
No. So whatever mission that Putin has in place for him, it can now go full steam ahead because you have the operator of death back on payroll and ready to roll.
Well, I'm in agreement with you as far as Putin won that swap. Happy we did it, though. We got Brittany back.
Yeah.
She hasn't balled in close to a year. What do you think? How long you think it'll be before she's back on the WNBA floor? And what do you think her production will look like after coming out of the gulag?
Well, she's got the whole next season. Off season to get ready for next season in WNBA. But you know, a lot of the bread that they make comes from these foreign leagues. So if you know, I'm
Oh
sure.
no, she's gonna make some money marketing, advertising now. She's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, yeah, allegedly. But she's also, I'm sure, not willing to go to another country to do anything, and probably would advise against it if any other players would ask her. You know, she's willing or ready to go back to play in another country.
Bro, we had a friend that one of my wife's friends is an actor.
Mhm.
She got caught up in a Chinese jail for some shit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And, yeah, and that's
Wow.
and her husband was going through it, because yeah, like you said, they don't have rights, and
Yeah,
these people could say anything, bro.
yeah. Russia's communist. I mean, China.
China. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing you can do with China. I don't think that China negotiates, especially with the U.S. over something like that. So
Yeah, she was in there for I want to say a couple of years, man. But they eventually let her out. I forgot the details. Probably have to see if we can get her on the self-love show.
right, right.
You know what I mean?
That's a very interesting topic. It'd be great to hear an assessment of what happened.
Yeah.
She was there, and you know the steps they took to get away or come
I
back.
bet you the food was good though. They probably had Xizang Chow's chicken, and you know what I mean. They probably had some fried rice and some Peking duck in there for those inmates.
I don't know animals right in that rice and chicken.
They was getting white rice, huh? Wasn't even frying it.
No, I don't want no fried.
So you don't know if you eating anything over there, huh?
You know, them open market, yeah, open markets. So it's just a matter of where you're eating and
Bat fried rice. All right, Ace, I'm turn it to you for your final words, bro.
All right. Well, I forgot to mention, Jackie Robinson finest Coach Wilson made his transition and was laid to rest last week. He was the coach of the
World Series team.
No. He was the coach of the Oakdale A's. He was a longtime coach of Jackie Robinson. Love the kids. He always had the A's because that was his team. So, but you know, he coached until his family advised him, you know, that he needed to shut it down and you retire from coaching and just live life. But he was a good guy. Love volunteering with the kids, and I just want to send out a shout out to
Russia. So how long had he been retired before he passed?
Retired from coaching probably about 5-6 years.
Okay.
But you know, but he was a good guy. I would see him around the neighborhood stores, and he always had his A's hat on, or Jackie Robinson hat or jacket on, and he was just a great part of the league, and just love giving back to baseball and the kids. So
another ancestor. Rest in peace. Condolences to the family.
Yeah. So I definitely wanted to give him a shout out on Mouthpiece included. Brittany Griner. Hey, Brittany, you're home. Everything else is, we can speculate on, who won the trade between you coming back to the United States and the Doctor of Death going back to Russia.
Merchant of Death.
Well, Dr. Merchant, peddler, whatever of death. He was selling military grade weapons all over the world. So,
anybody.
Yeah. So, of course, I believe Russia won this one. I don't know what the repercussions will be in the future as far as trading of prisoners, prisoners of from one country to another. But the U.S., they're probably going to be hard fast on what they're going to do in the future. They got to be setting up a protocol because, I don't think they're going to allow this to happen again. Brittany's notoriety, of course, is what got her out and got her back to the United States as far as, the outcry from the WNBA, the NBA, and just, citizens in general. So, but if she's just an average Joe Smo over there and went and visited for a week to see, the architecture of Russia and drop, 6 vials, 7 vials of cannabis oil in her bag to bring back to the United States, there's no way I think she would be back now. She'd be still over there eating goulash in the penal colony, working and I guess letter writing about coming back home. But shout out to her to have the backage of the WNBA and the NBA and her spouse to get her back home. But it's still a tough pill to swallow as far as the person that was traded for. So, yes, it's a possibility that it was all a setup because of the time of war, and all we got is a video of somebody looking at a bag and saying she did this, and her being forced to plead guilty, which is probably in her best interest. But be careful out there, athletes, as you travel to these different countries, trying to get your bag, take care of your family, take care of your kids, whatever you got to do. You got all these entertainers that travel and do whatever in these other countries. But if you're in a country that's in the middle of a war, keep yourself squeaky clean, come on home, and get the bag again next year or whatever you got to do. But this is a wake-up call. Be careful out there in these other countries. Be careful what you say, what you do, what you travel with. And hopefully Brittany and her family and her teammates can get everything back together and live her life. Life is a precious thing. Man, 9 years that you pleaded guilty to keep, oh my goodness. But, they did what they could to get her out and she's back home. God bless.
Yeah, well said. Brittany and your team, I'll just say, welcome back to the same old place that we laughed about. Ain't shit changed here at the crib. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be discriminated against because of your lifestyle and your melanin. I guess I'm always looking for a silver lining. You finally got your penal. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's something you're interested in, but you did get a big penal. That's for damn sure.
9 inch.
9-year penal. Yeah, and I don't have much more to add because I think you did well. My messaging would be to other athletes or anyone else. Yeah, I mean, there's just certain places I really don't have to go to. I'm not in the business of going where I'm not wanted. Whatsoever. But I know she was there working. If you did do it, it was nothing major. I think they said like Russian citizens would get like 3 years. A similar situation. And they didn't go to the gulag, But they were putting extra pressure on our government because they wanted the merchant of death.
And we keep sending all this money to the Ukraine for the war.
Yeah, exactly. So money ain't everything. I know the co-hosts brought it up multiple times today. this person did it for the check. We're always doing it for the check. You know, always doing it for the check. The house Negro was doing it for the, prime cuts of the pig. There's always a justification for what we're doing to ourselves. And the justification is always, I did it for the bag. That seems to make it okay in this community. Why'd you shoot him? For the bag. Why'd you carjack him? For the bag. The bag, the bag, the bag. Why'd you let that white man talk to you like that? For the bag.
I want to keep it.
Sacrifice people, it means to make holy. And so sometimes all money ain't good money. I say that to say, choose wisely when you're out here, especially when you're out here in other countries.
Really?
Man, enemy countries. All right, so that does it for tonight. That was our final words. Self-Love Show, the Self-Love Show. It's every Wednesday. It's live right here on TATN. It'll be this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Chicago time. We're going to cover sovereign citizenship. Sovereign citizens. There's a lot of pink people and coloreds, melanateds, showing up to court saying, I'm not a citizen. I don't pay attention to your laws. Your laws don't govern me. And many of them are getting slapped in jail. So we're gonna unpack what this is. And, our government is saying it is some sort of enemy. So yeah, we're gonna touch upon that. And next week, Ace, you got any topics in mind for Mouthpiece included, fella?
Mouthpiece. Playoffs, man.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Silver Juicy always comes up. Be announced. Be ready.
All right, TBA, we'll come at you. So if you ever find yourself dipping in the shower or sliding through the city of Inglewood, Cali, down Manchester or La Brea, better check your six. Watch your back. Look at that blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up.
Wise guy, huh?
Yeah. Put your glasses on.
Put your glasses on, boy. And don't forget to. And don't forget to. And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
You'll be all
Yeah.
Mouthpiece included.